you pray, when you give your request to God, God is working on it. So we gotta do what? Wait. That's the proper answer. Trust Him. God's timing is which is something that we do lack because we are desperate. How many of you pray every single day? Every one of us pray every single day. Every single day we pray. Now, if you don't, you should. That's all I want to say. Now, why do we pray? We want to get the answers. Now, we have a preconceived idea that when I pray, immediately God going to answer me. No, it's not going to happen. That's not how God works. God have His own way, His own system. That's what says God's timing. Sometimes we are desperate, but God have His own way to answer. Now, why? He wants to show us that whether we are ready to receive His answer. For instance, if you give for a blood test, how much time it takes you to get the results of the blood test?
It's quicker than it does to take it out of me. It does. That's quite true.
Yes. It sometimes it takes a day, maybe 2 days, 3 days. It varies. Now that time frame, they're working on it. They're working on it. They're not just keeping that inside the fridge to get cooled down. No, they're working on it. Just like that, when you pray, when you give your request to God, God is working on it. So we gotta do what? Wait. That's the proper answer.
And trust Him.
Trust Him. Now we're gonna go the next slide. That's something I have prepared for you. Time of God. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verses 11. Florence read this couple of weeks or months ago, and she said, "Oh, there is a Bible verse I didn't know. It was so beautiful." And now I'm going to read it for you today. He has made everything beautiful and appropriate in its time. He has also planted eternity in the human heart, yet man cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. So God's timing is what? Invisible. It's infinite. Nobody knows. I'll tell you how. How many of you know that? Let me ask you this question before that. How many days God took to create this world? 6. But have you ever seen God say that I took a special period of time to create time? No. God has been creating time invisibly. You can never see a Bible verse God said that I created time. Have you seen that? No. Nowhere in the book of Genesis we can see God created time. No.
Time is finite.
It was happening within the God's work. Did you see? Invisible creation is time. Now that timing, God says that He has made everything beautiful and appropriate in its time. Now that time we're gonna talk about today, because many of us, including me, I prayed for a couple of things and I didn't got the answer. Immediately I was upset and I said, God, if you're real, why couldn't you answer it? Now it's not in my time, it's in God's time. Sometimes we go through certain difficulties on certain period of time in our life. We get sick, we get tired of here, our issues with our children, issue with our family. Now we think, if there is a God, why would He allow me to go through such kind of a period of time? Why? I'll tell you why. Because mysterious longing which nothing under the sun can satisfy except God. It's a mysterious. Now, let's go to the next slide and I will show you why all those things. God's timing most of the time is rest. I'll show you. Book of Isaiah chapter 60 verses 22. What does it say?
When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen.
When the time is right, all the things which you're praying, all the chaos or the things which are going down, deep down, when the time is right, in whose time? God's time. I will make it what?
Happen.
I will make it happen. I'll make it right. I'll make it happen. So meanwhile, what do we have to do? Just like Kate said,
Believe in God.
believe in God. Wait and rest. Wait. Rest. This is the moment we have to do what? Rest. I'll tell you something. Mark chapter 6 verses 30 and 31. Could you please open it? Mark chapter 6 verses 30 and 31. We can see the disciples of Jesus, they went out to preach the gospel. They casted out demon. They done miracles. They came to Jesus and said, Jesus, Jesus, we casted out demon. We done this. We done that. Can somebody read Mark chapter 6 verses 30 and 31, please?
Then the apostles gathered to Jesus and told him all things, both what they had done and what they had thought.
Yes.
And he said to them, come aside by yourselves to a deserted place
And
rest a while.
And rest a
While.
while. Now today is the time to what?
Rest.
Rest. Rest. You gotta relax in your life. Now I'll tell you something, my life. If I tell about my life, you won't get offended. My wife is a kind of person, she will stress out a lot. She will stress out a lot. She will pray at the same time. She will pray 10%. She will stress out 90%. That's my wife.
Me as well. I stress a lot.
That's how she works. Now, you know what I say? I say, darling, you gotta relax. I'm not lying. She knows. I say, darling, you gotta relax. So she gave me a counterfeit answer. You know what does she? You know what? We gotta pray, but at the same time, we have to work. We gotta do things by ourselves. God is not going to come from heaven. I say, relax. You need to relax. You know what? Even no matter how much you stress out, do this, do that, end of the day.
Low battery.
Low
Please
battery?
charge.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's different.
Rest.
Rest.
You go as you go, yeah, mate, like in Italian.
Yeah. I said, rest. Sometimes Tyler used to say to me that, mate, you gotta take a rest.
Yes.
It is true. He's saying correct. I don't know. But we don't have to be stressed. We have to relax sometimes. You know what? God is working for us behind the scenes. Now, the disciples, the apostles gathered together to Jesus and told him all things, both what they had done and what they had taught. They've been outside, they've been doing this, doing that. But Jesus said to them, what?
Rest.
Rest for a while. That's all he said. Now let's go to the slide and I want to show you something, okay? That will be really amazing. Oops, where's my slide? Okay. God's timing can bring even dead thing to life. God's timing can bring dead things to life. Even the things which you're dead in your life. Your situations. Right now, you might not be having a job. That is a dead thing. But let me tell you, right now, you might not be having a job. Right now, you might be looking into those situations. It might be dead. But let me tell you, Jesus can bring back them into life on his own perfect time. We might be desperate. We might say that I have to get this thing by next Saturday. But Jesus say, no. You have to get this thing by after 1 month. Because he knows the right time. He knows the right time. Sometimes we say that I have to get this thing. Jesus says that, no, it is not the time. You gotta have to wait. Now I'll show you something, okay? Book of John, chapter 11, verses 1, from verse 43, it shows that there was a man called Lazarus, okay? He had two sisters, Mary and Martha, all right? Lazarus was beloved friend of our Jesus, very beloved friend. But what happened to Lazarus? He got sick and died. Now Jesus didn't go to meet him. He's already dead. But the disciples of Jesus came to you. Jesus, 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 it's your friend Lazarus. He has been dead now. It's been 3 days. Jesus very dramatically said to apostles, he's sleeping. Let's wait. He said, what? Let's wait. Sometimes this is what's happening. Desperate to get things done. But Jesus says that, no, you gotta relax because there is my timing. You have to wait. So eventually, Jesus went after 4 days. And you know what happens after the 2 or 3 days for corpse?
Compose.
Decomposes.
Yeah,
It smells really bad. You know what Lazarus
swelling.
it becomes like this bloated. But you know what Jesus said? He's sleeping. It's okay. Relax. That's what he said. What? Relax. He went there. He brought Lazarus back to life. Dead things in your life. Let me tell you, if you're suffering with something, that might be mental health trouble, that might be issues with your family, that might be with your job, that might be with your ideologies, that might be with your physical health. Let me tell you, even all those dead situations, right now, you don't have any answers. God can heal you. God can help you. Jesus has a plan for your situation. God's timing can bring dead things to life.